So my first piece of advice is, if you're a beginner, is actually get some thicker wire than what comes with the kit. Can you see there is a difference there? That's the one that comes with the kit, and that's the one that's slightly thicker. It's not expensive, and it will work a little bit easier until you get used to it. The other thing is, I would batch make my pieces. All you need to do is pop them round your wooden blanks like that, give them a couple of twists, and then take that off your wooden blank, cut it down to the length that you want, and then put your shape into it. So I like that sort of shape. Now when you do that, you get a curve. Can you see it's curving? Try, to start with, flatten that out a little bit, and then make all the ones that you want to make. Okay, so then you've got it like that. Now the next thing is, now I've been using gloves, and I've had this wire for quite a while. I've picked it up, I've put it down, I've picked it up, I've put it down many times. So it's covered in grease from my hands. Grease and oil from your hands actually repels resin. So my advice would be, just go round and give them all a bit of a clean to start with some 99% alcohol, and let that evaporate off, because that way it's not going to repel your resin. Let's make sure I've got the right pot. No, that's the one with all the bubbles on. Can you see they've all come to the top? Now I could burn them off now and use that pot if I wanted to, but I've got several pots of this about because I use it all the time. I'm always doing stuff with it. So I'll use this pot here. The next thing that's really important to do is to dip right down into it past the little tie that you've put in it. That's really important. And then lift it out gently and let the residue pour off it. Can you see that's fully covered that, but it's letting all that residue pour off it. Now these aren't something that you can make really quickly. You can't rush these. You need to be able to take your time with them. So put yourself a little bit of time aside so you can get it right. Once you've got it like that, then turn on your lamp, and this is where your double-sided lamp comes in really handy here, because you'll be curing up from the top and the bottom at the same time. And I like to twist it as well as slowly as they're curing up, and that keeps it all even. Bit like when you've got a cup turner on the go, so it doesn't all pool into one place. And I'll cure that up for 1 minute. See how easy that did that on the slightly thicker wire? So do that for a minute. So that should be a minute now. Avoid touching it with anything at the moment because it's very fragile. Now what you want to do is slowly dip back in there. And once again, let that pull off or drip off of there. Twisting it until you're happy that it's all nice and evenly coated. A bit extra on there than I need. And now I'll cure that up again for a minute before I put my mica powder on. I want it slightly sticky at this stage, so the mica powder sticks to it really well. I'm using a chameleon powder here. I'm using the Galaxy one, and I'm going to pop it on with a brush because that's a lot more delicate. Okay, so there we go. We've got that done. And now what I'm going to do is, because that's slightly sticky, I'm gently going over that with my brush like this. You can do one side if you wish. I like to do both. And that mica powder, or the chameleon powder, is going to stick on there lovely. Look how lovely and sheen that is. Now I'm going to burnish that off a little bit. I'll get an even more of a shine. Pop my top back on my mica powder, not because the UV light's going to damage it. It's more chance that I'm going to knock it over. I'm going to blow any excess off. Look how that's beautiful. Now you could leave it like that, because that's not going to be sticky at all, because that mica powder, that chameleon powder's on there. Or you can give it another final coat. Hold it in there for a couple of seconds. Once you've dipped it in, don't rush it. Do it slowly like that. That way you're giving it a chance to adhere to things. Now all that mica powder will have stayed on there. It won't have gone into your resin. Now I'm going to turn that on for 3 minutes. This is what I mean when I say these aren't quick to make, and no dipping resin items are quick to make. You do need a bit of patience. And now I'm going to give that 3 minutes and let that cure up completely while I turn it to start with. Once you've turned it for about a minute, to be honest, it's set in space anyway, or in place even, space. And then you can just have it like that. But I promise you, it's much easier to do with a slightly thicker wire as a beginner to start with. That's nearly dry now, so what I can do is I can pop that down there like that and just leave that to cure up for the rest of the time. Now, regarding the thinner wire, you're doing exactly the same thing. I will show you that it is possible. It's like anything else, it just takes a little bit of time. So you mold it around there, and this is much thinner, this wire. I'm gonna mold my shape like that. Make sure it's flat, and then give it a bit of a quick clean with some 99% alcohol. And if you're working in production back, you can give them all a clean and then go back to it. Now, you could clean your wire before you start, but then you're using gloves and things to bend all your wire, and you might end up getting grease and things on it again. So, right. So that should be all done. It's nicely evaporated off. Once again, I'm dipping in slowly, right down past the little stem where the wires meet, and then coming out slowly. This is in real time. I'm not speeding this up. And now, look, that's fully covered on there, but there's a big drip that needs to come off. I'm gonna let that come off. And there's one crucial bit that you need to do for this first dip that is different to what you did on the other dip, and that is you cure it up to start with for 2 minutes. It's a lot thinner, and you want to make sure that that is fully cured and fully hard. So that's had 2 minutes now. I can turn that off for a second. And now what I'm going to do is go in for my next dip. And again, I'm doing that slowly in, making sure it's over that where the wires join, and then pull it out slowly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that all run off, and now cure that up again for another minute. And once that's cured up for another minute and it stayed sticky, I'll pop my mica powder or my chameleon powder onto it, and then dip it a third time. Now, I left a little bit too much resin on this, and as you can see, it's built up in the middle. But I'm not going to scrap it. I'm not worried about that, because that will just go, or that will give it a little bit of texture, as a petal would have a texture anyway. So I'm not going to scrap it because of that. I should have left it longer to remove all the excess. See, I get a bit impatient. This one should be lovely and cured now. Look at that. How pretty is that? That can go with those other two. And if you find that you have broken it on the first run and you've got a little hole in it, just carry on dipping and that'll fill that hole in anyway. Play around with it. You just need a little bit of practice, that's all. Honestly, I promise you, you will get it. Not everyone is going to be a success. The more you do it, the more success you'll get. Honestly, I promise. See, look at that where I had that little dip in it. I've got in there, can you see? I've got a lump in there where I didn't allow the resin to come off. Last dip, I'll do it slower this time. I'll let that all run off. Turn my lamp on so I can go straight in there once I'm ready. Yeah, that's okay this time. I'll turn that for about a minute. Now, you can get coloured UV dip resins, and they're probably brilliant and do great jobs, but I prefer the clear one because then I can add whatever colour I like to it. So I can have any colour of the petals. All it's dependent on which colours, mica powders or chameleon powders or chameleon flakes that I've got. And the other great thing is you can mix and match them, so you could put the top at different colour than the bottom, or have them run in all different colours. There's so much more you can do with it. That's enough now. I can lay that down and leave that to cure up on its own. Well, that one's done now as well. I can take my gloves off. I'll use them again. And now all you need to do is bend these over to get them into the shape that you want. I've got a mixture here. I've got two that are on a thicker wire and two that are on a thinner wire. And then you just organise them into the shape that you want. Now, I'm not going to make a flower out of these now today. I've got a video on how to do that because I would want far more petals than that, and I'd want different sizes ones as well. But I just really wanted to show you how to troubleshoot if you're having problems. So to recap, use a thicker wire if you're struggling and you're a beginner. Make sure your wire's clean. Use a bit of 99% alcohol. Give it a bit of a clean. Get any grease off it. Dip slowly in so that you go over where your wires join. Leave it a few seconds. Pull it out. Make sure you get rid of the excess and then cure it up. Then dip again. Do the same thing. Put your mica powder on or whatever you're going to use to colour it, and then dip again and cure it up. Honestly, you'll love it. Great product, great price, and everything comes that you need as well, although the thinner wire comes with it. Let me know in the comments if that's helped you or you were having troubles with your dipping resins. Be sure to check out the video that I've got coming up next. I think that will really help you as well on using a dipping resin. Boom that like button, hit that subscribe button, but most of all, enjoy your resin. Take care. Bye.